welcome to On This Day. On this day, we take a day from history. Today is going to be the 5th of March. We have a look at some people who were born, some people who died, and facts of what happened on that day. As I said, today is the 5th of March. Well, I guess I should have said yesterday was happy birthday Leo, my nephew, and today happy birthday Jack, my other nephew. It's their birthdays. But there you go. Isn't actually their birthdays. Their birthdays were over a week ago. This is being recorded in the future to this date. But never mind, the sentiment is still there. So we're going to take a look then at who was born. So in 1133, Henry II, King of England between 1154 and 1189, the year he died, was born in Le Mans in Maine in the Kingdom of France. In 1948, Elaine Page, British musical theatre singer and actress, Evita Sunset Boulevard, was born in Barnet in Hertfordshire in England. And in 1955, Penn Jillette, American magician, Penn and Teller, and author, God, no, signs you may have already been an atheist, and other magical tales, was born in Greenfield in Massachusetts. People who died then: in 1827, Alessandro Volta, Italian physicist and inventor of the first battery. He died at the age of 82. In 1953, Joseph Stalin, the dictator and leader of the Soviet Union between 1922 and 1953, dies of a stroke at the age of 73. And Patsy Cline, born Virginia Hennessy, American country singer, Crazy, Drive 4 to Pieces, Walking, and After Midnight, dies in a plane crash at the age of only 30. Patsy Cline's only 30. How come I haven't heard of her? Wow. So, things that have happened then using the 5th of March, probably after yesterday's mountain load of president inaugurations. There's going to be some, simply because the 4th happened to be a Sunday, so we did it on the 5th instead. Anyway, in 1558, smoking tobacco introduced into Europe by Spanish physician Francisco Ferdinand. Well done you, thanks for that. In 1651, South Sea Lake in Amsterdam breaks after storm. A South Sea dike in Amsterdam breaks after a storm. In 1783, King Stanislaus August Prosiorowski grants rights to Jews in Kovno. In someone actually being nice to the Jews makes a nice change in this video. Sure, that's not seem to be a bit not so nice a bit later on. In 1803, first newspaper published in Australia, the Sydney Gazette, and the New South Wales Advisor by government printer and ex-convict George Howell. In 1821, Monroe is the first US president inaugurated on March the 5th because the 4th was a Sunday, as I've already told you. In 1836, Samuel Colt manufactures the first pistol, 34 caliber Texas model. In 1849, Zachary Taylor sworn in as the 12th president. In 1863, US Senate organized to defeat charges against President Andrew Johnson. In 1872, George Westinghouse Jr. patented triple air brakes for trains. In 1877, Rutherford B. Hayes publicly inaugurated as the 19th President of the United States. In 1904, Nikola Tesla describes the process of the Bohr-Lighting formation of electrical world and engineer. In 1907, the first radio broadcast of a musical composition aired. In 1908, the first ascent of Mount Erebus in Antarctica. The first ascent of Mount Erebus in Antarctica, the tallest mountain in Antarctica. In 1915, World War I, the LZ-33, a Zeppelin, is damaged by the enemy fire and stranded south of Ostend. In 1917, US President Woodrow Wilson is inaugurated for the second term. In 1933, Germany's Nazi Party wins a majority in Parliament, 43.9%, 17.2 million votes. In 1926, Spitfire makes its first flight Eastleigh Aerodrome in Southampton, very close to where I live. In 1943, RAF bomb Essen in Germany. In 1945, Allied bombs The Hague in the Netherlands. In 1945, US 7th Army Corps captures Cologne. In 1945, World War II, the Battle of Aurora begins. In 1946, Winston Churchill's Iron Curtain speech in Fulton, Missouri popularizes the term and draws attention to the division in Europe. In 1966, 75-mile-an-hour air current causes a BOAC 707 crash into Mount Fuji. 124 die. In 1968, US launches Solar Explorer 2 to study the sun. In 1949, Voyager 1's closest approach to Jupiter at 172,000 miles. In 1980, Earth satellites record gamma rays from remnants of supernova M49. In 1986, Today tabloid launches Britain's first national colour newspaper. It folded in 1995. In this one is a bizarre one. I'm not really sure why this was made. In 1994, the largest milkshake made. 1,955 gallons of chocolate in Nelspruit in South Africa. Why did they just go and make it out to 2,000 gallons? I know it's a lot, but you gotta make it that big, you might as well make it super duper big. In 2006, BT Finlandia, this talk, nature documentary Planet Earth, narrated by David Attenborough, premieres on the BBC. Also, he has another one coming back soon. Gonna be amazing. Gotta love a bit of Attenborough. In 2011, David Silva scores a 38th-minute winner as Manchester United scores 1-0 win over Wigan at City of Manchester Stadium to start the EPL record 20 home winning streak. Streak ended on the 31st of the 3rd, 2012. In 2017, US President Donald Trump, in a tweet, accuses former President Barack Obama without offering any evidence of wiretapping Trump towers during the presidential campaign. Why would Trump do that? In 2018, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un meets South Korean officials for the first time since taking office, hosting a dinner party at Pyongyang, I think it's called. In 2018, China announces a military budget of 1.11 trillion yen, or $175 billion. In 2019, the second ever person cured of HIV after stem cell transplant treatment in London. England results published in Nature. And in 2019, a major study into the MMR vaccine involved over 650,000 children in Denmark finds it does not increase the risk of autism. Like, who bloody knew? All these myths about all these things really are dangerous. Stop it. Get your vaccines, because your vaccine is more likely to keep you safe from COVID, the flu, smallpox, measles, anything. Just do it. Anyway, this has been the 5th of March. I have been your awesome man in the shed, Andy P. Hope you all well. In the style from today, clearly the freezers have decided to be good to me and not be too noisy. There you go, I'm sure for the next one that makes it nice. Anyway, see you pals.